Hello guys, welcome back to Veteran Logic. This is season 2. We're on episode 2. Wow, 2 twos. The 2 twos.
Season 2, episode 2.
Yeah. Well, hey, what did you think about the Blue Water Divers?
Oh, that was awesome. That was.
I kept saying Blue Water Dive the whole time I was there, and then I realized, well, I screwed up on that. But
that's right, because I was going Blue Dive.
Blue Dive.
I was wondering what you were doing.
No, but that was a really good. I think that was a really good episode.
I do too.
Sorry for the sound, guys. It was we had a little bit of a screw up on all the equipment that we had, but at least the message got brought out to everybody, and that's the main thing. What we wanted to do. So
and we had just gotten back from Missouri. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just all. We just got back.
We were just scurrying everywhere.
Yeah, and we had just got back. Dave, you just started getting back to the shop, didn't you?
Yep.
And working there, and then we got that invite, and we were kind of like, well, that audio that we did there in the apartment was just horrendous.
Was it really?
It was so over loud.
Well, yeah, because we didn't know how to adjust the volume on the camcorder yet.
Well, we did, and to be quite honest with you, we didn't have the computer stuff set up yet with the programs, and so we couldn't adjust stuff and actually hear things. So.
Right, because it wasn't until like the next day I figured out how to turn down the volume on that thing.
Well, guys, look, we actually have we got some good stuff coming out here pretty soon. Zach Brown's going to come back, and he's going to bring a Medal of Honor recipient that has a program that's called Operation Homeward Bound, and we'll definitely get you the links out for that too. And I think that's going to be a good episode. Next week, though, we actually have Grunt Style coming on, Veteran Logic, which is going to be awesome. Get a chance to look in depth into their company. How they got started and just a bunch of stuff and what inspires them.
How it pertains to veterans.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it is a veteran company, and I do know that they have some civilians working there. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of in the 80s, and then they've got like the majority of their veterans is like 60, 67, 65, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact numbers, so don't quote me on it. But our veterans, yeah, right. but anyway, so we're gonna have them come on so we can get more information about Grunt Style, and then we're gonna have Jill Prevel on too from Hard Songs for Veterans, which is also Project Lip Foundation and Project Lips Foundation, and I'm actually on there as a host. On
they have a radio show too, don't they?
That's it. That's the project. Project Lips. And so I'm actually a host on that as well on Tuesdays when we film everything, and then they turn around and they load it up. So that's on Syndicate Radio, and we'll also get you all the information for that too. Jill's gonna join us not tonight and all this. She's actually at the CMA Awards right now.
Really?
With all of her people that she's got, and just going up there to enjoy the CMA Awards and promote what they do. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
what's CMA stand for?
Country Music Awards. It's okay, Dave.
I knew Derek would jump on that.
Yeah,
he looked at me. Country Music Awards.
I didn't realize that's how I talked. Papa Smurf.
That's how you talked right then.
Oh yeah, Country Music Awards.
Country Music Awards.
Well, it sounds better that time.
But I think it's going to be
not
awesome.
quite as condescending.
I think it's going to be awesome because I know it's going to be awesome. They're gonna what they basically do is they have some of these country musicians, not just country. There's been more than just country.
Right.
Donate a song to Heart Songs for Veteran.
Right.
And then they turn around and basically the money that is bought from those songs, so people get it from their iPod and stuff like that. That goes towards 100% of that goes towards helping veterans out and doing stuff like this. So I think it's a really good little deal. Mickey James comes on there too, so I think she's going to be on here pretty soon. But yeah, so I mean we've got a huge battle mug's going to be on too. Mm-hmm. So in case any of you guys have ever seen Battle Mug, it's awesome. It's amazing. I mean it's overkill, but that's how we like to do things, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how was y'all's weekend? What'd y'all do?
I Did nothing.
You did nothing.
And it was awesome.
I bet it was, man.
I watched about half of the new King Kong movie, and I watched all of that new movie called Life, the one with Ryan Reynolds and
I'm making sure Dave's not falling asleep over here.
yeah, Life is the one where they're on that spaceship.
Oh yeah,
and they find that organism.
Was it any good?
It wasn't bad.
Better than King
I
Kong?
mean, it wasn't really my thing. Like, it was cool. It was a great concept. I liked it. I thought they did a great job. Everybody was amazing.
It wasn't the
in
movie
it.
of the year, is what you're telling
But
me.
it wasn't what, Well, I mean, it's a good movie.
I've kind
It
of
got
gotten into
nothing but good
the
reviews.
12 Monkeys series so far. That's what I've been watching. Absolutely love.
Oh, they have a TV show?
Yeah. It's actually really cool, man. It's a good concept, and I'm digging it. But
I did play World of Tanks, and I discovered that
Did you?
somehow the Russian side of the game
Uh-huh.
can shoot you when you're hid behind a mountain. But we can't. We
Yeah. No,
we can't shoot them.
Is it glitching?
We
or
can't
something?
shoot them behind a mountain, but somehow they can shoot us
I
behind a
have
mountain.
experienced that, and as you know, I've stopped playing World of Tanks for that certain reason. I don't understand the concept of putting a tier 4 tank into a tier 7 match. I have not figured that out, why they do that. It is beyond me, or even vice versa. Whatever it may be, I just think it's ridiculous. I'm done with it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a game.
No shit.
Yeah, but
I know it's a game.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I've seen
because I don't
Kevin
even want
play
to
it.
promote it. It's a Russian-made game anyway,
Yep.
and I whatever.
The only thing I enjoy is a lot of times they'll say something like, yay for Russia, etc.
Yeah.
And I'm always there to tell them. Well, like one guy said, he actually said, they said, ISIS rules.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, then tell ISIS to come to Oklahoma and rule.
Yeah, try
Didn't say
it.
anything
Just
else,
try
you
it.
know.
Yeah,
That's what you call a troll, Dave.
that's a troll.
They
That's
say
what we call
stuff
trolls.
to piss you off.
Yeah,
It works.
You're still learning that kind of.
It's like what
gaming
I do to
mentality.
you in person, only they do it online.
Exactly.
Well, no, I mean, speaking about games, that's basically what I've been doing. I've been getting into actually it's a closed beta release. It's called Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
Oh, Battlegrounds. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, that is amazing. That takes up all my game time, and I don't even have I barely have enough to watch an episode at night. Because I've got just a limited time to play.
Oh, that's Diablo 3 for me.
Is it?
I just play Diablo 3 all.
I'm excited
night.
for the game because what they're doing is, I guess they're working with the PC gamers right now, trying to get this game launched so that they can bring it out to Xbox first, and then they're gonna do some other stuff. So there's a couple of videos out there. So if you actually have not seen it, YouTube it and check out some of the videos on Player Unknown. My actual game name is LT Vamp, so that's because I'm in a guild and I'm a lieutenant in the guild. So it's been fun. We run. I think right now they've got 4-man runs right now, 4-man squads out of 100 people. So, and it's fast paced. It's not like the makers of it was H1Z1. You remember that game, H1Z1? Mm-hmm. So H1Z1, you could spend hours in H1Z1 as long as you could stay. Yeah, as long as you could stay alive and collect all this stuff. And kill people and kill zombies and do all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, people were hiding in closets with the doors shut if they wanted to go to bed.
Yeah,
I remember when that game first came out, and people would find somewhere on the map where they could just get into a closet, hide, and hope no one finds them, and just sleep.
It was just too big of a game. I mean, it was I don't know. I felt lost in the game. So
Wake me up when you guys are finished.
It was
Yeah,
an
right?
open.
I mean,
yeah,
that-
it was
and that's
okay.
how it was.
It was
That's
an
exactly how
open
it
world
was.
concept. They were trying to basically make it like that game Second Life, only with zombies and weapons and
Yeah.
shit.
So it was like hide and seek around the world on Monty Python.
that's a pretty good concept of it, I
Yeah.
guess. On Dave's level, yeah.
It's like 28 days later.
Yeah, it wasn't even that, man.
It was basically, you have the zombies, and then you have the crazy people, and you have like this giant open area where you can go anywhere, do anything.
What I actually like about PlayerUnknown is it's more focused in on player versus player. And when you drop down, it doesn't take you for freaking ever to go find rifles or handguns or whatever. No, you get in there, whoever gets in there can find the stuff, go, and you can go to town, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. It's fast paced. You get in, you get out, you accomplish something, and you can just increase your character, the way it looks, and all this.
Right.
So I like that. I think that's really cool. So yeah, and including in that, we've actually, I'd like to say thanks to MXL with who was that Guitar Center that helped us out.
Yeah,
getting these mics.
One in Norman, Oklahoma.
This is awesome, man. I mean, it's the limited edition. It's the Patriot version, so they've got the stars and stripes on it, and just a really cool deal, man. I'm actually liking this.
One thing I did do actually was Monday. I felt fortunate that I was not in D-Day.
Oh yeah. You
know, that was a thing that people suffered in, and
they left
me at the base.
They left you at the base.
That was a long time ago, Dave.
I'm surprised you can remember that far. You've been taking your ginkgo biloba.
Yeah. Well, I saw a deal where these people were taking stencils of soldiers, laying down, dead, and they were actually going out to the beach, and they were raking the stencil, with rakes, and then when you pan back out of it, they did it for each person that died on the beach, and you just see the.
Oh, they were like combing around the stencil on the sand?
It was crazy. Yeah, it looked like bodies on the sand, but you get a more of a clearer picture of how many men lost their lives.
Well, isn't there there's still like huge areas of Europe, like France, and I know some other areas where you just still can't go. It's too polluted from bombs and shit going on.
Oh well, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's.
I've heard that
an unexploded ordnance was supposed to be one just from World War II.
Yeah,
I heard that Bastogne was supposed to be one, but people still.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch. It's just like Chernobyl. Right. You're not really supposed to go there.
Yeah, I mean,
but people do.
Well, I can pass on that.
You don't want all that radiation up inside you?
No. I have enough problems. I'm 60, so you can imagine,
Oh. Well, it can't be as bad as the Maxwell coffee that we got because we ran out of Black Rifle coffee.
No, we've got 2 pots of Black Rifle coffee left.
Do we?
Excellent coffee, by the way.
It's the murdered. What did we get? We got the murdered out.
Yeah, murdered out.
Yep.
Good Lord, that stuff.
The MO.
Ooh, that stuff is good.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's not super strong.
Right.
And it's just perfect.
Well, I just.
You didn't get any of the coffee yesterday, did you?
No. Look at him shaking his head. No, he left it at his house. So he didn't know. Well, we're actually talking about coffee. We're actually going to be having Blue Angel Coffee Company coming on to be with us. And if you haven't heard about Blue Angel Coffee, it's just it's an amazing little company. It's not a massive company like Black Rifle Coffee, but it's in its infancy. It's trying to get a little bit bigger.
How many GIs do they have working for them?
Oh, it's just basically him, man. He was in the military,
right? And
now the guy is actually a police officer,
right?
And so that's his whole looking when you're looking at the business. It's
is he still a police officer? Or is he retired?
No, he's still a police officer.
Is this also the company where the active duty Marine majors in?
No, we don't even have. I do believe you're talking. I think you're thinking of battle mugs. Battle mugs, actually, I think they're all. I think there's 3 of them.
Right.
One had just retired not long ago. He's a lieutenant colonel.
That's
and now he's a yeah. And so, no, but I'm excited about all these different people that we're going to be having on because I think that It embodies what we are trying to do. We're trying to promote these businesses, whether they agree with our viewpoints. And let me say this again. Anything that me, Derek, Damon, when he's on, or Dave talk about, have no direct reflection on the companies that support us or the companies that are on here,
Right.
or even going to the nonprofit organizations. But when we have these guests on here, it's about them. It's not about anything else that we talk about on the show, just us, because we also have a voice. Mm-hmm. And just because we have a voice doesn't mean that we need to be silent when we're having these other people on here. We'll keep silent when they're on here because that's what we want to do. We want to promote that company, those products, and also the understanding of what the nonprofits are about and things of that nature, what good they're doing for the veterans. And then when those interviews are over, it's us. You know, we talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if we promote something, it's also because we like the product.
We like the product.
You know, we think it's a good product.
Yes.
It's not like we're just going, well, I'm never going to have this, but why don't you just come on and talk about it? And I have no idea what. Well,
you know, and the backing behind the products is mostly veteran. It's all veterans. What we promote mainly, unless we have like a sponsor. Which, you know, like AR Customs, you know, they support recoil rifle slings, and whether, you know, that's not a veteran company, but it's somebody who truly cares about veterans, you know,
right,
and that also can be a part of our show no matter what, because this is our show. I mean, it's our viewer shows, so. You know, and we're going to have that. I mean, we're talking to a computer company right now that does custom builds. And I looked, you know, I took so long to try to find a veteran company that made really nice computers. They're not out there right now. I'm hoping that, you know, later on down the line that actually changes with our economy and everything going up. I hope that, you know, veterans out there that are actually watching this show will take that and say, you know what, I've always wanted to do this. I'm going to step forward and I'm going to make this business that I wanted to do, making a computer, whatever it may be. I mean, there's so much help out there to be able to do those things.
You know, it's a lot simpler to start a coffee company than it is a computer company, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
especially
at that point you're talking about money, you know, there's a higher end of money that you have to have for computers and things of that nature.
Right.
But I do believe that we're getting to that point. I mean, we're slowly going to get there. And the reason why I brought up the whole computer deal is getting back when I got back here to Oklahoma. You know, I was having this conversation when we were talking to the computer guys. And as soon as they give thumbs up, I'll mention their name and stuff like that. But basically, you know, when I was talking to him today, I said, you know, it's one of those things where when a veteran gets back, with me, it was that I physically could not get out of my house, right? Like I couldn't physically because, and I still to this day, you know, there's some times that, you know, a couple of months I can't get out. But
right, it's like social anxiety.
It's not even that, but for me it's a physical.
Well,
it's not a mental.
Right.
But there's also
a lot of these guys though coming out of these last two wars is
exactly
a lot of it is social anxiety.
Last 3 wars, brother.
Well, right, but these are the most current.
Recent,
the last 2 wars,
right? So
are the youngest
basically
of the people.
What I want to get out, and the message I wanted to get out to them is that, you know, a lot of veterans that are at home and have that social anxiety, I think the first step that they should take is get on the computer, play games. That's why we talk about games on here, you know, because that was the first beginning for me when I got back.
Just find a hobby in general.
Right.
Well, yeah,
right.
hobbies.
Exactly.
Hobbies are good.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're trying to take baby steps into a social aspect of things, you might try using the computer and getting on TeamSpeak, you know, trying to find a guild or something like that, and being part of a community, because to me it was a help to me, because that I couldn't feel that because I couldn't go out and I couldn't, meet people like you guys, and that's what I wanted to do. I needed to fill that void in my life.
Right.
Well, I can tell you that after Vietnam, we didn't have anything like that.
Right.
And the only thing we could do was stay at home.
Yeah.
And discuss it with yourself,
And look at you. I mean, you were in Vietnam, but I see. I always give World of Tanks a bunch of crap.
Speaking of Vietnam, now you have a Vietnam Veterans Day.
Yeah.
That Trump signed in. What was that in March?
In March. Yeah, in March. So that's. I mean, that's really respectful, man.
Now, if we could just have a Vietnam.
What was it like?
Veterans Money Day.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, 77.
Yeah.
Or 70. 76.
76. You sure?
41.
41
years.
Ago.
Wow.
I see a lot, and what I was going to tell you just a second ago, Dave, is I see a lot of the older generation, Vietnam era, actually, and I know technology just drives you freaking bananas. I get it. I understand. But good for you for stepping up. And like I was going to tell you is I know I give World of Tanks a lot of crap, and it's not for me, but you're actually doing the social thing there. I mean, you feel that, right? I mean, even though you're not in a TeamSpeak deal, but you're actually playing against real players and real people, and you see the text chats and,
Yeah.
Well, and we're starting to get to a whole other thing now with the VR headset gaming online. Yeah, that's coming around.
And I'm waiting.
What is that?
Well, VR
virtual
is like
reality.
Virtual reality.
Headsets?
You put the headsets on, and you're in a totally different
I don't mean
world.
to use acronyms on you.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of VR gaming, though, I was over, I think it was like last weekend or something, I was over at the Mediterranean place over there by the OU Museum. And they always have like a little propaganda table of all different kinds of shit, that like the colleges and people from the college leave and stuff. Yeah. Well, I found these 25% off coupons for this new store at the mall, and it's a virtual reality gaming center.
Are you serious?
So now we have a virtual reality gaming center in the mall.
It specializes in virtual reality gaming?
Yeah, so you just like headset, go in there. Think of it like, it's just like
just go in there and play.
It's like an arcade, but it's virtual reality arcade.
Yeah.
I understand an arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's just with VR gear.
And the Steam just dropped for any of you Trekkie guys. I don't know how many people that we have that like Star Trek or anything like that, but they actually have a game out now on Steam that virtual reality, everybody puts their headsets on, and you're on the freaking bridge.
Oh, Lord.
One person's a captain.
Can I have a lightsaber?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Different. Different sauce, right? But it's getting there, man. It's getting there. And, before too long, I feel like, and these are really cool things because before too long, we'll be able to put a face on someone and talk to another person, a friend of yours that you haven't seen possibly in 10, 15 years that you either saw in war or were in the military with, and you haven't really got to sit down and talk with them, have a cup of coffee. I think it's getting to that point.
I'd like to run into some friends that I hadn't seen in 10 or 15 years.
Wouldn't it be crazy, though, to actually be able to see them like right face to face while you're talking to them? And even though that you might be 1,000 miles away, and
Well, and you can do it in any setting, so you don't have to do it in some like mopey house on a cloudy day. Sure. You can have it set up to where you guys are outside talking.
Yeah.
Or in a fucking dungeon murdering.
It would look real. It would look just totally real. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be, and to be able to see their face and not.
We're not right there
hear
yet.
Their voice,
we're
but
close.
right.
Another thing, I haven't looked to see if Steam's doing it. I imagine that they probably are, or they're at least getting ready to work on it. But Blizzard's Battlenet. Hold on. Blizzard's Battlenet is doing free games on phones now.
Really?
Yeah, and so I've been playing one of their card games that they have for free.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They got a lot of that stuff.
What? Just out of curiosity, what the fuck is Steam?
Steam.
Steam.
I know it's on my computer because it fucking updates.
You ever heard of
every
the
fucking
game
day.
Counter-Strike?
Steam is actually a launcher. Okay, Steam is actually pretty cool because let's say you purchase a game online through Steam,
right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, let's say your computer fries, right, and you got to build another computer. Well, you just re-download Steam, and you log into your account, and then you just turn right around and download your games all over again.
Right. It's an account for a game company.
It's a library of your games that you've bought.
Right.
Does that make sense? I mean, it's kind of
It's a server?
It's a server. Imagine Facebook holding your games for you.
But
and you had to log into Facebook to play your games.
Well, you do Netflix, right?
Used to.
Not really. I used
to.
Right.
But you used to. Okay,
Right.
so you know how all those movies are on there for you to watch as a database? Well, all those games are on Steam for you to play as a database. You just have to sign in with your account, right? Just like you do on Netflix. And Netflix saves everything that you've watched or liked or disliked. Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same way with Steam or Battlenet, where every game that you've played, all your saved data and all that stuff.
Is Battlenet all war games, or is it?
Battlenet is owned by Blizzard, the company. Blizzard makes a ton of different games. There's also third-party games, just like Steam does, where it's other people make games and put it on Steam through the company. So it's all different kinds of things. There's card games. Diablo 3, all the Diablos is made by Blizzard, so they're all on the Battlenet, all that stuff.
So I could go to my computer and the icon that says Steam, click it, and it's going to take me to something that would do all that.
I will help you out with that.
Yeah.
I will help you out with that.
Yep. That's right.
Moving on, because
this
I don't want
has
to
become
do a
like
whole
a
episode
tutorial
on
for
Steam.
Dave.
Yeah, it's a tutorial. Dave, this is how we do.
They have to help me with all the
We're
technology.
gonna start having arrows come down. We're gonna have to put a box up there on the screen.
This is Steam.
Neon lights.
We'll just have your head floating around.
So Saturday, are you gonna be able to go Saturday, or are you gonna take off
To what?
Saturday? We're gonna be doing. We got the Team Recoil is gonna be shooting again this Saturday.
What time?
I think registration's at 8:30
In the morning?
Yeah.
you can
I'm not
fuck
going.
yourself there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to be doing at 8:30 in the morning? Sleeping.
Probably.
I
yeah.
will.
What time is the shoot?
I will also be
Yeah.
sleeping.
I want it's all day because so you guys were there at Bianchi. So can you imagine doing all of Bianchi in one day? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that's what it is. It's all of Bianchi. Just go ahead.
If
go
they
ahead
had-
and get it over with.
But how many people are going to be at this one? And how many ranges do they have?
I don't know. It's my first time. But I mean,
Because Bianchi's biggest problem is that if they had 2 ranges for each course,
as in 2
they could
of each event.
Right.
I think
2
that
of
what the
each
problem
event.
is they don't have a second practical and a second barricade. So I think that actually
Exactly.
The only thing they have is falling plates, right? Or is it
No, they have 2 barricades.
barricades?
But see, there again, if you really think about it, you need 4 or more
Well, they
of
have
those.
2 moving targets. And
not barricades, but the 2
Okay,
moving
the
targets.
movers.
They
That's
need
what was up
4
to
of
here.
the movers because, I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, it's that's a lot of people going through there. There's only one person on movers.
Yeah, but
So-
movers go way faster though too at the same time.
It does. I mean, it's a 7-minute shoot. I mean,
Right, but barricade takes at least.
well, you have 7 minutes, so.
Yeah, barricade takes forever because you gotta shoot, and then shoot again, and then move back. Then you shoot, stop, then shoot, then stop, then move back. You do that like what, 3 or 4 times?
3 or 4 times, yeah.
Well, if you shoot twice at each one, it would be 4 times.
So you're shooting about 8 times, 6 to 8 times, whereas for the mover,
Movers.
it's going so fast. I mean, I did the math on it, and I want to say it's moving like 40 miles an hour. So, yeah, because I got all nerdy while I was out there on the range.
Well,
and
it looks like we're going to have to change out our stuff because we've only got about 1 minute of record time, so.
Well, we have another card, so we
Another
can.
card. Guys, we're going to take a break here real quick, and we're going to change out our card, and we're going to get right back to it. So,
snip, snap.
Recoil Rifle Slings is a veteran-owned business that promotes employment to our country's veterans. They produce custom rifle slings, apparel, and accessories with custom stitch work. The sales generated are used to support the Veteran Employment Program. You can visit their website at recoilrifleslings.com or call them at 405-237-0082.
Yep.
All right, guys, welcome back. We threw a little bit of pictures in there on some of our sponsors and supporters in there, so that was actually a good break that we had for a second, and so we could get back talking to y'all. What I wanted to bring up right now is we are actually a drop-off location for the Tattered Flag Project. I just talked to Zach about that. So if you are in, what's up?
You need to learn to pronunciate better.
Pronunciate stuff.
Yes,
Tattered Flag.
We do not want any tattered flags dropped
Tattered
off.
Flag Project. Okay.
No tattered flags.
Tattered Flag
There
Project.
you go.
Yeah. So basically, we actually had a customer that brought it in, and we're going to compile some of these up, and we're going to fold these up for Zach and get those off to him. So, and basically, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what the Tattered Flag is about. You have to go back to our last episode. What was that? Season 1, episode 13, I believe it was.
No, it wasn't the last episode. It was next to the last episode.
I don't think it was.
12.
Yeah. Well, just sit there and look through our
13.
episodes and try to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Zach's on there, and he talks a little bit about what the Tattered Flag Project is about.
Yep.
And I think it's a really important thing that people get on. So if you're in Oklahoma City, Edmond, Moore, surrounding area of Noble, come on down to Recoil Rifle Slings and bring your tattered flags in, and we will make sure that they are taken care of and sent to the proper place.
Towards Oklahoma City, if you absolutely want to bring a flag, you can bring one to 1305 Southwest 34th.
Well, and there's also another really cool thing that I haven't told you guys about yet that they're going to start doing with them too. And I'm gonna let Zach tell us about that when he gets here, and it's just I think it's gonna touch you guys in a way that you're just like, wow, I hadn't even thought about that. That's amazing. So we're gonna say that for an episode with Zach on. So you guys make sure that you keep an eye out when he's gonna be here. As you can tell, I mean, we're down a guy. We are down a guy, and it sucks so bad. Yeah, right here. Damon, we miss you, brother.
General area.
And Damien is in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, he's taking care of some stuff up there, and
He's taking care of the water problem up there.
Yeah, the water. Oh God, man, can you imagine a water problem up there? No, but Damon, we love you, brother. We miss you a whole bunch.
Don't drink the tap water.
It's not the same without you, man. And I know our viewers are sitting there wondering, where is Damien? He will be back, and we're gonna have him come on, with the phone and stuff like that. So he will be participating in some of the episodes that we're going to be having coming up.
Yeah, we're going to have
maybe even Spike.
Spike, you want me to bring my dog here?
Stipe. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
cool.
Bring Spike up here and have him set up a little min pin. Yeah,
yeah. I'm sure he'd be nice and quiet during the podcast.
Yeah,
probably be a better host than me.
Peeing on everything.
I'd like to give a special shout out to John, a friend of mine that is a veteran. That while we were actually at Bianchi Cup last, a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, he actually had to have heart surgery and replace a valve, and it was a touch and go situation. Yeah. But he's doing good. He fought the big fight, and he's making a speedy recovery. So, John, we're thinking about you, man. You're always in our prayers, and So, we're also going to start up something new here with Derek. We're going to have him actually do what we do on Project Lips with Jill and stuff like this, because I think it's something that's very important. I think all of us here are the same way. We're going to start honoring a veteran that has lost their lives in battle, and honor them. Or if you have if you know of a veteran that or an active duty that lost their life and that, please let us know that you want us to get the word out. And
in fact, the best way is go to our website,
Yes.
Get on the message board or direct message us or whatever you want to do.
Yep.
And send us, let us know who it is. Maybe give us a little information about the person.
Yeah, so we can actually start letting people know the veterans that have participated in trying to make this country free and keep it free and help other nations out in doing so.
And also, I think that if you can find a picture, text a picture with your
do all that stuff. Yeah, we'll edit all that
the
stuff.
The more information, the better.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think it's a tradition that we should start tier 2 as well, because that's basically what we're all about. We're about our brothers and sisters in arms and all this. So America is great, and our veterans are great, and our active troops are great, and we appreciate them. So. But yeah, we're gonna start doing that. So I think next episode we'll get that done, Derek. We'll pick somebody up and start start letting these people know some of these put names with the faces and start making that happen.
People out of them instead of just numbers.
Well, and honor them. I think that they need to be put in stone, and we need to see who these people are, and never lose track of that. Never lose track of who these people were.
Yep.
Because that's I got a chance when I went up to D.C. to actually go to Arlington Park, and I mean,
I'd love to see Arlington.
I tell you what, man, it's a different perspective on things when you get there. I went to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and just a humbling sight to be there.
Yeah.
It's a crazy experience.
The Arlington, not the Arlington, but the Vietnam Casualty Wall.
Oh yeah, saw that too.
I can't imagine seeing it in person, because hell, it makes me cry when I see it on TV.
It is an amazing experience. I think it's something that every American should actually go and see, that the whole thing.
I still haven't seen it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think. Have you ever been? Oh my gosh, Derek, you definitely need to go sometime.
I don't travel too much anymore.
Well, that's one plane ride. I'd go with you on it. I mean, it's just I think it's something that everybody needs to experience. It's an American. Because we get so tied up in all the stupid shit that's going on in this country, the bickering back and forth and just all the entitlement crap. You know what I mean?
Well, right. So, everybody's so caught up in the moment, nobody steps back.
Yeah, they really don't, man. I mean, they don't. There are people out there that do though, and that's actually the people that we bring on our show, Right. So this is us getting just a little bit into where, it can be a touchy situation, but so what? Who cares?
We are what we are.
We are what we are. Sounds like a Popeye commercial in a way.
Yar.
That's not Popeye.
It's not Popeye.
That's a Popeye.
I am who I am.
Yep.
That's a Popeye.
I am
what I am.
I is what I is. Or it's like that Eminem song.
Well,
because it was a new show when I was young.
Yeah, you know what sucks, man, is that when we were, and I hate to keep going back Bianchi because it was amazing. NRA was they rolled out the red carpet for us. I mean, you guys had a great time. NRA was just so open arms with us, and
Barbados guys were awesome.
Yeah, the Barbados guys, really good friends of ours. I mean, they're part of the family. I mean, these guys are amazing. But to actually have the NRA and the Bianchi coordinators step up and say, "Hey, you guys are veterans. We want you here. You guys are trying to start a show up. So let's have you guys here. Let's have your viewers watch what the Bianchi Cup's about."
Yeah.
So that means a lot to me, and I hope you guys had a good time too, because I've already experienced it multiple times.
Yeah. No, I had a great time. It was fun.
And a fun time. Like you said, the Barbados guys were awesome.
You guys love the Barbados. Yeah.
And Missouri was nice. It wasn't 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. We had a couple of those storms that came through, but
it was cold for the most part. It was like in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, love the apartment that we stayed at. It sucks that we could not have you playing the guitar on there because the audio was so bad, man. That
Yeah,
was crazy.
it was.
You know, I kind of mentioned this to Derek on the way back. Seems like Missouri is way more fluffy than Oklahoma.
Oh, 100%.
You know, the trees are in Oklahoma.
Well, there's less clay in the ground. Everything, you know, the ground is less acidic. So there's a lot more greenery. Everything grows so much easier there as opposed to here. Yeah.
So, Dave, if there was one place that you could move to, where would you go? Has to be American. Has to be American.
I can't move to St. Thomas.
No, I can't move. Well,
My baby's there.
Yeah, you can go to St. Thomas.
I'd want to move to St. Thomas because my beautiful daughter's there.
Your beautiful daughter's there.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
She doesn't look anything like me.
You're about to have a grandkid, too, by the way.
Second one.
I would go in the opposite direction. It is way too warm for me there. I would go as far north as possible. I'd go.
Yes, I'm with you.
I'll just go to Alaska. I'll live in the Arctic Circle with nobody around me. I don't care.
Yeah, with the way it's going,
I'll shoot polar
there's more and more
bears.
people in the Arctic Circle. I mean, it's...
Yeah, it's still so few though. I mean, you're talking about dozens of people in a giant place as opposed to hundreds of thousands of people in a small place. You know what I mean?
Well, I get cold when it's 60 degrees, so...
You know what the great thing about being cold is? You can warm yourself up.
Warm yourself off.
Really easily.
There's only so many clothes that you can take off in the heat.
Yep. Before you get arrested.
Right, that's what's going through my mind when you said that.
That's why when, you know.
Yeah, you know what you don't have to worry about in the wintertime? Your AC breaking.
Yeah. You know when the boss man gets here, you know how he is. He's always got to have, you know, the temperature like soaring hot. And I'm just like, you know what, dude, I can't do that. You can go in there and go put a jacket on and come back in.
Makes me feel like I'm going through menopause or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Let's hope that's not what it is.
I'm just saying, that's what I feel. I'm getting hot flashes everywhere I walk in this building. Feels like the humidity is like 110%.
But that's hot or cold.
Yeah. It's hot or cold.
Dehumidifier, guys.
Guys, I tell you what, it has been a great time. I'm glad we're back at this and doing this. I think we just wanted to have an episode to actually just talk to our viewers and kind of just get back in the mode again. This is like one of those deals where we just wanted a little bit of a break where we don't have to plan everything, talk about what we wanted to talk about.
I think what I like best about being back is that the people that it helps take notice of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
When we're back, I feel like every week we give them a little touch of it, and that gives them something to think about.
I wish I could have stayed. As soon as I got back, everything was just pissing me off.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Me too.
I mean, you're in a college town. Yeah, of course.
We were a half a mile from Missouri Tiger Stadium.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even that. It's just my allergies came back.
Well, yeah,
you know,
but still, man.
My hands were all swollen for like the first 2 days.
We can relate.
Getting used to the crappy weather of Oklahoma.
It was a little. It was worse. Like allergies were worse now when we came back. You know.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
because
it
we were
wasn't too bad up there. Even though everything was green and nice and.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but guys, the audio, like I said, I think the audio is sounding good. I think we're gonna have I think we're gonna start.
Don't jinx it.
Up the ante. Yeah, I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna jinx it. But guys, we're just going to keep on leveling up as much as we can here. And,
you know, you could give us suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
And we would do the best we could to...
yeah, if there's something that you want us to talk about, we said it time and time again. You know, we're going to have Dave Bounds back on here.
We have a bunch
of people.
Yeah,
our historian is going to come back on.
That'll be fun.
And he's actually... This is what Dave told me. He says, you know, Will, I've got some things that I want to talk about. I was like, well, hell yeah, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like...
You got like a teaser for us?
Yeah, no, I don't want to say anything because...
You gonna leave us all in the dark?
Yeah, I'm going to leave you all in the dark. It's just going to go wham, man. It's going to be like frag out. Here you go. But...
Well, when Dave's got something to talk about, I'm always willing to listen.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it's history. And I think that, you know, everything that we're founded on is our history, you know?
Sure.
And I think that that is something that we never should lose hold of. And yeah, we have dark history, we have good history, we have there's so many, and that
Sure.
but that history makes us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we have a lot of great men and women out there that have done inventions and gotten America to where it is today. And a lot of hard workers, like the coal miners, these guys, they work their fingers to the bone, Mm-hmm. We have a lot of men and women out there that actually serve our country, in the military, but we also have a lot of people that keep the lights on to make sure that we actually have energy. That we have hardworking Americans out there.
I think overall, some of the things I'm proud of about being an American is we started out that blacks were slaves. Now look at where they came. I know there's still prejudice, but look how far they've came. The Irish weren't slaves, but they were all but slaves.
Yeah,
look at where they've gone to.
It's
this is a
like
country
America,
that you actually can.
Well, America has
improve your life values.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly, and America was doing that too. Like you said, when you talk about that and you bring it up to what it is today, and you look back at the history in that, you don't lose sight of that, because if you lose your history, you're going to repeat it.
Yep.
Well, maybe not to those certain, but I mean it can. I mean, if you don't learn from your history.
Well, even then, if you ignore your history, it's still easily repeatable.
Exactly right. So stop trying to delete our history. For all those people out there that want to delete things and take away things
or change it.
I think it's ridiculous because
sometimes it's a harsh truth, but it's reality, and it's something that everybody needs to learn. And I blame.
Yeah.
One of the biggest issues I think about our education system is you really don't learn any real history until you get to college. Like, so much of the history that you learn in high school is just like, I don't know, I felt like, I remember, because I'm not as old as you guys, I remember when I was in high school.
Gosh.
I remember when I was in high school, and all the history we learned seemed redundant after a while.
It was just like repetitive, right?
Right.
There wasn't like something new that they brought.
Well, it was like, we're going to do American history, and then next year we're going to do American history, and then next year we're going to do your state's history, which also kind of ran into Civil War era stuff. Because...
And they really didn't even get in depth in that.
And then,
I'm a history buff.
And then they talked about inventions and who invented it and all that stuff. And then you go to college and you learn like, oh, this guy didn't invent it. He just stole it from this guy who invented it.
But let me ask you a question, Derek, because God, we all have such great conversations here. But do you think that with what you're saying right there, that a lot of stuff that goes on in society now is because some of this stuff was not taught in high school and things of that nature in our educational system? And then these people poke and prod, and it's kind of like taking like news articles and just taking snippets out of things and not getting the whole story. And they're saying, oh, well, this person was prejudiced. No, he was not prejudiced. This person was not a prejudiced person. He did this. It's kind of like the whole rebuttal of people talking about...
Well, it wasn't that. It was just back then, there was a lot of stuff you didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Like Walt Disney.
Yeah,
Walt Disney was an obvious racist.
Oh, yeah.
He also made really amazing cartoons.
Yeah, but see, and those are...
So you don't have to like an individual to like what they create.
Correct.
Dr. Seuss is another great one. Dr. Seuss has taught a lot of people how to read.
Seuss?
Same thing.
Same thing, same issues.
Same issues.
That's crazy.
But, it was really common back then for those older guys like that.
Yeah.
To the opposite, the person that invented a coagulant was actually a black person. That person died on the steps of a hospital by bleeding to death.
Are you serious? That's amazing.
That's how much.
How ironic.
Changed. Right.
How ironic.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that is a true story. Yeah.
Well, and it's just like the constant stuff that you learn about electricity and who invented it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, as it turns out, the modern form of electricity that we use was
you mean
made by Tesla.
You mean it wasn't on a kite and the lightning?
There's a show on right now called.
Oh gosh.
No, I mean I know.
That's what you call research, Will.
No. That's what I'm saying. It was. Oh,
right.
You mean it wasn't on that?
The entire. Well, this is the thing that you had to learn.
Tesla was amazing.
The entire time, DC current was being created, and AC current was being created. When they were first working on electricity, guess who was his lab assistant?
Tesla worked for Einstein.
No. Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, well.
Who was it? Tell me.
Who do you think? Who is the guy that is known for creating
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. No.
Did you hear? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Anyway, so
talk to us.
Tesla was the lab assistant, right?
I'm messing with you now.
To
when he
Einstein.
Right. And so when he decided, he started working on, I can't remember what else he was working on, that he was trying to get a patent for.
He has about 150 patents.
Well, the way it works in labs is if you're an assistant to an overhead scientist, anything that you come up with is owned by that scientist.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So let's say you come up with a cure for cancer, but you're a lab assistant. Well, it's not your cure for cancer. It's the actual head of the labs.
Right.
Right? Well, same with the electricity thing. You know, all the breakthroughs happened with Tesla, and then basically Tesla's name didn't get put on any of it, so what Tesla did was left and then found the other current, which is much safer, the current that we use today.
He found AC/DC.
Right. Not the band.
Oh, not the band?
And so there was this whole propaganda war going on between
Tesla
between the two scientists on about, well, this is why DC current's better or safer. This is why AC current's better or safer. You know, it's like,
you know, it's crazy.
you know what was funny? To try and disprove Tesla, he killed an elephant to prove how dangerous it was by using the electrical currents improperly.
That's crazy.
But that's not the only thing. With AC and DC currents, AC
alternating
could
current
only go a certain distance.
Right, so you got direct current
DC
and alternating current.
Oh,
when you alternated it, it allowed it to go from pole to pole to pole.
No, I got it. It's just like, you know, I'm sitting here listening to this, and just like what we said, this is shit that people should be learning in schools, man.
They do, but you have to pay for it.
I learned it all by doing my own research.
Right, or you could be smart and, you know,
believe what you know and not what they think.
Learn, you know, and that's the great thing about technology is like people can waste their entire day or their entire week, month, life, whatever, just looking up dumb facts, or you can also use it to learn valuable information to teach you about history, to teach you about how to do math, how to use, you know, software on computers. You can go to YouTube for stuff like that. You can go to what is it? Not Harvard.
Princeton?
No.
Yale?
No. Berkeley. Berkeley has a total program that they started probably about 5 or 6 years ago where anybody can take a class through them online and you can get a certification. Well, so the class is free, right?
There's a lot of those on there.
Right. So Berkeley has this thing, but you're learning from Berkeley professors.
Right.
Right. And so they have this thing. You can go and you can take the class. It doesn't cost you a dime. And you can learn it, right? But if you want the certification, you have to pay for it. Right. But you can still gain the knowledge for free.
Well, you know, cool. VMI has a lot of, like, just for example, VMI had a contest for civilians and students on a way that the South could have won the Battle of Gettysburg.
Okay, just the battle?
Just the Battle of Gettysburg. And anybody could enter. I entered it. It was, you know, it was a fun thing, you know what I mean? I gave my own hypotheses on how they could win, you know, what they did, how they could move their troops differently. And how Lee could have done things differently.
It's a different way of looking at battle plans and stuff like that too. I think that's pretty.
But anyway, that at VMI they have things like that to allow people that aren't students to participate.
Right.
Neat.
And you can learn about it. You can learn about the whatever they're doing at the time.
Well, it's going to be interesting to have Dave come on the show, and it's nice because it's not going to be one of those things where he's so uptight because he knows he's got school going on and stuff like this, and so it's going to be good to have him on, and it's always a pleasure to have him here. So
it is.
But
all right,
what you got?
All right, so I got the whole thing on the Edison.
I knew that's what he was over there
Tesla
doing.
thing. Well, I was trying to remember exactly when and how he electrocuted the elephant. And so what it was in 1903.
Okay.
He
Was this World's Fair?
This is on Coney Island. It's the Luna Park Zoo.
The what?
Go ahead. I didn't know.
The Luna Park Zoo is where he electrocuted an
elephant.
Yeah, Topsy the elephant, I guess was the name.
Oh, it even had a name.
But they even captured it on film. So old black and white, kind of crappy
I'll have to
film.
look that
Yeah,
up when I get
real.
home.
But what was it? Let's see. Because there was a certain way he set it up. It was really crazy.
I was there.
Of course you were hanging out in the background. You were the
Smurf.
elephant
Papa
tamer.
Smurf was there.
I was like, stand still while he does that.
Yeah, so Edison, who had established direct current at the standard for electricity distribution and was, so they had like direct current lines.
They were in serious
all
competition
over
to get the.
And you have
government
just such a huge loss of electricity when you're using direct current, right? Because it's moving and you're losing it as it's going.
As it goes down the wire, for the public, say, here's the
alternating
transformer,
right?
It gets weaker and weaker. AC/DC.
You guys,
alternating current.
Or AC. I'm sorry.
Yeah, alternating current flows.
y'all should go by the bar, have a beer, and talk about AC/DC.
The band, like
Well, the band's good.
Hell's Bells.
I give up.
Is your
give up.
What?
Are your balls
Is that what we
always
were talking
bouncing
about?
to the left and to the right?
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Oh man. Well, it's been great, guys. I'm glad we're back.
Yeah.
And
It's been wonderful.
again, to all our sponsors and supporters, we want to say a lot of thanks for what you have done for us. Guitar Center in Norman, MXL, thank you for giving us the means to be able to work with Guitar Center and actually make this happen. Yamaha had to call them today to make sure that we were getting everything set up. You try not to make sure that you don't forget anybody that's left out. So if I've forgotten anybody, AR-15 Customs, you've got
Black Rifle Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah, those guys are doing well. You've got
because we stopped down and saw the Black Rifle guys.
the Black Rifle guys, which we might try to get them on too. I think Dave's gonna be working with them, try to get them.
They had a
on.
lot of cool
Whenever we have
stuff
a
there.
slot.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I did want to also mention a company that I don't think we've ever mentioned on here.
What's that?
That is a big part of this.
What's that?
Big a part as we are.
What's that?
Recoil rifle slings.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah.
We never.
Who's that?
We never.
Who's Recoil?
Who's Recoil?
That's what I'm saying. We never talk
Well,
about
guys,
recoil.
look, Dave's bringing up a good point here. Without Recoil Rifle Slings, this show would not be possible.
That's right.
Period. I mean, we have our other helpers out there and supporters, but without Recoil, we would not be here actually sitting here right now and having this video.
Yeah.
So if you have a rifle and you need a sling,
definitely go to recoilrifleslings.com
or call
and
Recoil rifle slings is for veterans benefits.
veterans. Yep.
And if it wouldn't have been for recoil rifle slings, I might not be sitting anywhere.
Well, Dave, me being the founder of Recoil, that makes me feel good, sir. And I
don't get all
appreciate
teary-eyed
that. So
over here.
I'm not.
But it's true. They really care.
And I've not. That's not the first time I've ever heard that. And so I do appreciate that. That means we're doing our job, and that's the payment that I get. So I making friends and making sure that they succeed in life. That's the whole thing.
It's very important.
So
I went from hiding in my house to living life.
Yeah, you feel better now, don't you? Mm-hmm. So see, guys, that's why we do what we do here on Veteran Logic. We actually try to make sure that you know the companies to buy from, because essentially a lot of these companies that we're sitting here talking about and that we are working with and having on here, or the nonprofit organizations, do exactly what Dave is talking about. Because we have a horrendous, and we keep talking about this over and over and over again with the suicides that's going on with our veterans, and
we were talking about 22 a day, the 22 Foundation.
It's higher than that, man.
It's like,
a lot higher
it's
than that.
Doubled.
Yeah,
and that means we have a problem that needs to be solved somehow.
Yeah, that 22 number is just, I think it should just be, they should change it. They should change it to what it is.
I appreciate the foundation, but what we need to do is everybody needs to get involved, and we need to stop it.
Yeah.
There's a way to stop it, but each person has to do their part.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It can't be 100 people, 1,000 people. It has to be everybody has to do a part.
Which will lead us to our ending part that Dave always likes to say. But before we get to that point, like I said, thank you to all our supporters, our sponsors,
viewers.
Our viewers. Guys, if you guys weren't watching us, we had a bunch of views on our first episode.
Yeah. If you weren't watching us, we'd just be crazy people in a room with microphones staring at each other.
But guys, share the videos. Have your friends and family watch us. I know sometimes we get a little crazy on here and carried away, and our language gets a little crazy. But it's one of those things where
true.
We're vets. This is who we are.
Veterans.
Just turn the volume down a little bit, or put headphones on.
Put the headphones on and watch it. But that's the whole thing. And I know not all veterans are the same like us.
We try to keep it down to a minimum the best we can.
We do. I think that when we start getting passionate about something or upset about something, we don't hold each other back.
That's when the worst and the best comes out in us.
But you understand us a little bit better.
The best of the worst.
Yeah. A lot of us are...
Exactly.
A lot of the guys are desensitized to a lot of things. And people sit here and they're like, why in the hell are they laughing at that? Well, if you just saw half the shit...
It's called dark humor.
It's called dark humor, yeah.
If you knew what we
know,
survived, right?
Or survived, or what we've done, or where we've been, and the friends that we've had, because that's influences too, right there.
That definitely is influences.
But yeah, guys, so that's why we do what we do, and we appreciate our viewers. We appreciate you watching us, and we're going to keep on giving you the information that you need to know. And with that, Dave, you want to take us out with?
Well,
what you like
I want
to
to elaborate a little bit.
What?
I used to talk to groups, go to different places and talk about veterans. And I used to say, if I don't do it, who will? I've always wanted to change it, and now I've had the ability to. If we don't do it, who will?
Well,
very well said, Dave, as always.
Do it like Uncle Sam.
And Dave.
If you don't do it.
Appreciate you, brother. Really do.
My privilege.
Don't you dare touch me.
Give me a handshake. No, we appreciate everybody. All
you
our
thought he was going to kiss you, didn't you?
He did, man.
You never know.
Well, he's worried, man, because I'm a Marine. So
yeah, they like to kiss dudes.
See, being in here,
he didn't know what I was going to do.
Being closed up in here, you might think he's on ship.
No, I was going to put a firecracker underneath.
There are no windows.
That's when you start doing it. You start bringing something to blow up here,
Ooh.
No, because I'm the only
Don't
one that
say that to
asleep.
me. I'll bring all kinds of stuff.
Oh my gosh, I knew it was going to go wrong. Guys, again, from Veteran Logic, thank you so much for watching us.
Thank you.
And,
Drum roll.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Later.
God bless.
Thank you.